Hello, welcome to episode 13 of the Epic Film Challenge 2, Top Gun. Oh shit. Anything else to say? Oh.
No, let's just
okay.
get back to my business.
The joke would work better if they don't already see that there's a lot more of the video to go. Top Gun.
We could talk about something else. We could talk about the fact that I'm learning to do the Rubik's
Put it away, enough of the Rubik's Cube already. I'm sick of it already. I'm just kidding, I'm kidding. She came in really excited with the Rubik's Cube today. And anyway.
Today I decided to learn the Rubik's Cube. We'll see if I got it by tonight.
Top Gun.
Top Gun.
I'd never seen it before. Connie's seen it once before. You know, classic 80s film, very iconic. I believe it was the highest grossing film of 1986, which surprised me because that's when Aliens came out. But, you know, obviously Top Gun is going to be... Yes. Huh. Obviously Top Gun is going to be, you know, it was probably PG rated or something like that, and Aliens was R rated, but I was surprised. But it makes sense, obviously. It's like a team movie, you know. Tom Cruise plays a guy who is a, what was he, like a fighter pilot, you know, in the army. He has a friend, what's his name, Goose? Goose.
Maverick and Goose.
Maverick and Goose, yeah, there you go. So Tom Cruise is Maverick, and they're kind of a team, and they go into this kind of 6-week course called Top Gun, which is like for the best of the best, you know, a very typical setup. We have Val Kilmer playing Iceman, who's like the other, he's kind of like the, he's the other one who could be the best, like Tom Cruise, and they have a bit of a rivalry going on.
Kind of the antagonist of the story as well.
Yeah, and then we have Michael Ironside playing one of the guys at Top Gun, who's one of the instructors, and then Tom Skerritt plays like the legend instructor of Top Gun.
Which one is Richter?
Richter is Michael Ironside.
Okay.
See you at the party, Richter. I can't not think of See You at the Party, Richter whenever I see Michael Ironside in anything. So, you know, the cast is good. It's directed by Tony Scott, the brother of Ridley Scott, which I didn't know until I saw the film. It is dripping with 80s like sounding music, like, and I enjoy that music, but it's run into the ground, like.
Yeah. It's like a bad radio channel.
What's that? Is it Take My Breath Away? Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, that's so...
Doom, doom, doom. Like, it comes in like 15 times through the film. I'm exaggerating, but it feels like 15 times.
It's probably not far off.
You're probably not far off. I don't know who the woman is, what the actress's name who plays the love interest, but she's like a... She works at... She's kind of... I don't know what she is. She kind of knows stuff about planes and stuff, and like... She's
a teacher there.
Yeah, but she's kind of like more of the technical side of it, like on paper and stuff. She's not a pilot or anything. And so there's a, will she date her student, you know, because Tom Cruise is after her. And
she's obviously older than him.
Yeah, you can tell she's a lot older than him, and you just
seem... Not a lot.
You seem to be like shrinking down to the left the more the video goes on. I don't know why, but I just like it to be framed nicely, and I can never find a good spot. Anyway, right. Thoughts on the film. I've done too much setting up. It was okay. I didn't love it.
Aww.
The flying shots and stuff in the planes were really impressive. I could tell when they'd done models, but also when they'd done actual real like jets, and it's ridiculous. Like, there's some great shots of that. And I heard that the army or whoever owned the planes were very, very kind of, you know, they wanted to kind of sign off on everything to the point where there's a shot where they fire a missile and you see it being blasted out of the jet, and they would only allow them to do it twice, and so they edited it and flipped the shot to get more out of it and stuff, and used models to the point where the army investigated the film afterwards to make sure they didn't fire more missiles than they were supposed to. So again, very, you know, strict with it.
Cool
but
trivia.
Yeah, I always look up trivia about films even if we're not making a video about them.
They love the sunset.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that. It felt like the whole film was what? It probably is about 40% of the film takes place during sunset. You know, just Tom Cruise riding on a bike, you know, at the sunset with like the music and stuff.
No helmet.
No helmet. Well, you know, it's not cool when you wear a helmet, is it? And it's fairly typical. You know, okay, you just see where it's going. I felt like the Maverick and Iceman feud just disappeared in the middle of the film. Like, it was set up that they're gonna you know, go at it, and then Iceman kind of disappears for a bit, and then at the end they make up like you expect them to, and they kind of have
Spoiler.
Nah, it's an 80s film. They have, you know, a bit of I'm not going to spoil one thing about the film that could be considered a spoiler, but they you know, Maverick and Iceman...
Definite spoiler.
Huh?
Could be considered a spoiler.
Yeah, definite spoiler, yeah. I won't talk about
Big
that.
spoiler.
And if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. Happens about in the middle. Spoiler.
Near the end.
Well, I'd say it's probably like 2/3 of the way into the film.
Yeah.
And... yeah, at the end, obviously Maverick and Iceman, their feud kind of dissipates a little bit. They have a bit of mutual respect for each other by the end, after what happens at the end. Which I'm sure you can imagine what happens at the end. They go flying in the jets and stuff. I mean, it's not a very complex plot here, and it just felt like the Maverick and Iceman thing just disappeared in the middle. I thought where it just didn't seem to... it's like, let's do the beginning, setting it up, and then the payoff, but then, I don't know, it just didn't feel like there was much interaction with them in the beginning. The guy who plays Maverick, or not Maverick, Goose, he was good. I liked him and Tom Cruise's relationship. You know, you could see that they were close and everything.
Meg Ryan was good.
Meg Ryan was good in it. She wasn't in it very long, but she was good in her small part as Goose.
I wish she was in it more.
Yeah, as Goose's wife. There's not much to say. There's good performances. The guy who plays Principal Strickland in the Back to the Future films is in it, and I kind of found that quite funny.
Oh yeah.
Because I just can't see him as anything but Strickland from Back to the Future, much like Michael Ironside. But yeah, overall, I thought it was enjoyable, but it just didn't engage me much. Like all the flying scenes, I couldn't really get a grasp of what was going on. Like, what are they doing? And it looked good, but it just didn't seem to make sense to me. But
what didn't make sense to you? They were practicing. They were...
no, but like just there were scenes where it's flying around. And it's like, oh, da 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 da, and I wasn't really. I didn't get a sense of the.
I guess.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I'm not saying it's a mess. I'm not saying you can't tell at all. You can kind of tell, but there's just it didn't feel as fluid as I would have liked. I guess I don't know. But I still really enjoyed it for all of its, you know, indulgences. You know, the 80s cheese. Tom Cruise is being Tom Cruise. You know.
Tom Cruise was great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he wasn't amazing, but he
was so young.
He is young, yeah.
It was weird seeing him younger than us.
Yeah.
I think.
There's a plot line about his dad. His dad died, and it's kind of a mystery. He doesn't know what happened to him, which seemed a bit unbelievable. Like they wouldn't even tell him what happened to his dad because it's all very
confidential. Yeah,
confidential and stuff. And then the payoff to that, you kind of get an answer to it, but it just seemed like kind of, okay, I'm going to tell you this now, and okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for not liking it as much as I thought I would, but I'd still watch it again. It was enjoyable enough, but just not. I didn't really, you know. It was about a 7 out of 10 for me, something like that. What about you?
Probably the same. I really enjoy it. I think it's a great 80s movie.
Yeah, it's a great if you want to categorize it as that, then it's a great 80s movie. But
I also think that it's a movie you should watch before you die.
Okay, well there we go then.
It's not like 10 out of 10. Obviously, it's 7 out of 10. It's enjoyable. It's one of those talked about movies that you have to watch. In my opinion, it's one of those 80s movies that I find important that you watch. Also because it's Tom Cruise. It was one of the first movies that Meg Ryan is in, I think. I'm
not sure. Probably
she's got such a small part.
She must have been very young.
And I think that the story is just a typical cliche, and
yeah,
it's got.
Sometimes that's okay.
It was obviously expensive to make as well.
Yeah,
it was just. It's cool, and some of those songs, even though they play it a lot, you know, Highway to the Danger Zone.
Yeah. Kenny Loggins and all that.
Those songs are so
just like
epic.
Just a montage of all the guys playing volleyball and stuff.
That was unnecessary.
It's just it's enjoyable a lot, for that aspect of it. Just how I mean, I love the 80s aesthetic, the music, the fashion, everything. I really like that kind of stuff. Even the film. I always say this: 80s films, you just cannot recreate them. Just the way they look, it feels like they had a special kind of film stock that they used, you know, and Connie's now on her phone. But
are we done yet?
Yeah, we don't need to spend too much time on Top Gun.
I thought you were gonna talk more nicely about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought too. It's weird. We watched it about, I don't know, last week.
2 days ago?
Yeah, and we didn't really talk about it. But is it a film you must see before you die? It's a yes from Connie. I feel like it's a no from me. I feel like as far as 80s films go, there's so much better ones out there. I get where you're coming from, though. I completely get where you're coming from. I guess I'm gonna have to say no. But I did really enjoy it. 7 out of 10. You know, it was decent enough. I'd watch it again. I also loved the sound. There's like some great moments where the jets are flying past,
Yeah.
and it was like woof, and like the sound is real. I bet with a surround sound system, it would be amazing. In fact, I'd love to do that one day.
I just have to say, like, it's probably one of those 80s movies that got like it's a perfect recipe to an 80s movie.
Yeah.
It's got this and that and blah blah blah, you know? It's got the stuff that you need.
And clearly it worked with the audiences because it made a shitload of money and was huge and everything.
Yeah, and it's still kind of huge. If people say to me that they haven't seen Top Gun like you did, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You haven't seen Top Gun?
It's true.
And people said that to me when I hadn't seen it before.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a movie you have to see. Because even if you don't have to watch it before you die because of that, you have to watch it because people will react if you haven't.
I suppose, but I don't really feel like anyone would be missing out much. I'm still going to stick with the no, but still enjoy. And again, like The Descendants, you know, great film. I just don't think it's an essential film. You know,
yeah, true.
But but you are completely right that it is an iconic film. The Descendants isn't. Top Gun definitely is an iconic film, and for that reason, I kind of completely understand where you're coming from. Apparently, what's her name? The girl, I forget. The female love interest. You know when they have that sex scene where it's like all blue light and stuff. Apparently, the reason it was like that is because she'd already gone off and dyed her hair dark to do another film, and they're like, we need a sex scene. So
really?
yeah, so they had to put all the lights weird so you can't see her hair. And also the scene when they're in the elevator and he's all sweaty and stuff, and she's got the cap on.
Yeah.
The cap is because her hair was dark. So yeah, just another interesting bit of trivia that I thought was quite funny, because when that came up, we were like, oh my god, and they're just standing there like who has sex like that? They just stand there looking at each other very slowly, like there's no
really
passion
weird.
behind it. It was kind of a bit creepy.
It was a little bit creepy.
Yeah, but yeah, enjoyable film. A no from me, a yes from Connie. There you go, Top Gun. Not much more to say. Thank you for watching. Connie's still with the Rubik's Cube. There we go.
I messed it up, so I have to do it again.
Okay.